Hello, my friends. I'm Lulu. Welcome to Lulu's Way, and I'm glad you're here. Today is Wednesday morning, and the three of us are still beaching it every day and finding our stealth camping spaces at night. So we're able to all park and sleep together, so that works out really well. Yesterday was a beautiful day on the beach. Finally. It's been very, very cold. It's been very chilly here, and it's just the way it goes in January in Florida. It's just the way it goes. I've been here January before, and this is exactly what it's like. 50s, 60s, windy, cold. Yesterday, out in t-shirts on the beach, the sun was shining, the sun was very warm. It was, yesterday was a gift, and it looks like the next few days are going to be really great around here. So I'm enjoying my dandy blend. So this is what I did this morning. I woke up and it was about 6:30, and I said, normally what I do is I jump in the front seat, I head down to the beach, and I do all my stuff in the morning. I do brush my teeth and get my dandy blend, get my breakfast, get dressed, get myself ready. But today, instead, I drove down to Whole Foods parking lot because they opened at 8. I got here about maybe 10 past 7, and I had about 45 minutes to have my dandy blend, my supplements, my breakfast, got dressed. By the time I was done, it was 8 o'clock, they were open, and I hopped in and did some grocery shopping because we're leaving the beach today for a few days. We're going to a campground a little bit north, about an hour and a half north, meeting up with some other friends, and we're going to just do a few days in the wilderness. We're going to take a little breather from the beach, although I'm not crazy about that because I like being on the beach. I feel like I could just be, I feel like I could be doing what I'm doing right now. The beach, the stealth parking, beach to stealth. I could do that for the whole 3 months. I don't have to see another beach in Florida. It's just how I roll. You know that. So I went into Whole Foods and got everything I needed. I'm going to show you what I got. I got 2 packages of rice cakes. The wild rice are my favorite. The brown rice are fine too, but I usually get the wild rice. So let's see what else I got. I got some carrots. I got some broccoli sprouts. I like to put these on salads. These are good for maybe about 5 or 6 salads, and they last. I would think that sprouts would be more perishable, but they last really well. I got some green onions. I got some coleslaw mix. This is really good to put on salads. Love, love, love. I got some broccoli slaw, and I will either eat it raw in salads or I will cook it because it's really good cooked too. With some smoked paprika or in eggs, either one. Vegetable slaw. I know these are all very, very similar, these 3 things, but the options I have is to use them for salads or cook them. So depending on what I feel like. Let's see, what else do I have? A couple more avocados. Package of angel sweet tomatoes. I got a package of eggs. These are the eggs that I enjoy. Pasture raised, organic, by Vital Farms, and I like to get the extra large. I like the nice big fat eggs. I got a red onion. I got a couple of jars of olives. I got Kalamata and green olives. I got some Bosc pears. These are my favorite pears right here. Bosc. These are delicious. Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. When they're perfectly ripe and juicy, that's when they're good. not before then. I got some baby carrots. These will just go right into the pressure cooker, all 2 pounds. 1 minute, instant release, perfectly done. I got some organic chicken thighs. I go through a lot of chicken. It's usually my protein of choice. I got some riced cauliflower, so I'll just cook this with some smoked paprika, use some rice in it, and it's gonna feel like a big ass bowl of rice. I got some delicata squash. These are gorgeous. This is what they look like. If you've never seen or had one before, you can eat the skin. You just cook them up. I usually just slice them down the middle the long way and then scoop out all the seeds and then cook them up until they're tender. And what else did I get? I got some blueberries, Hippie Organics, Hippie Organics blueberries. And I got some Japanese sweet potatoes. This is what they look like. They're red. They got red purpley skin. If I scratch it, you can see that the flesh underneath is white, and that's how you can tell it's a white sweet potato. Just give it a little scratch. I'll put these on the bed. Then the last thing is that I decided to get this because if I don't have any sweet potato cooked, and I need a grain. So like yesterday, I was all out of rice cakes. So that's a really quick, simple grain. Not the most filling and satiating. I mean, a whole grain is better. It is processed. I mean, a rice cake is rice that's been processed. You know, I don't prefer to have processed food, but I just watch my ingredients. I just make sure it's not processed with a bunch of junk. So the rice cakes have one ingredient. It's just the rice, salt and rice. So I didn't have any grains cooked up, and I needed to put a meal together. And I thought, like, I have to cook now because I'm all out of rice cakes. I could have just postponed it and said, oh, I'll make them another time, but I made the batch of rice. I made a batch of sweet potatoes, which is fine. I was just on the beach anyway, and I just cooked them up. But I found these things a couple of years ago, and I kept forgetting about them. This is great for the van for when you want a quick grain. So I found this organic sweet potato puree. Okay, so not only is it organic, but the ingredients say organic sweet potato. The end. That's all that's in here. Most canned sweet potato is loaded with maple syrup and sugars and all that stuff, marshmallow, whatever the stuff they what they do to sweet potatoes. This is just sweet potato puree. The only place I've found it is at Whole Foods. A lot of times you find it in the baking section, like you would make a sweet potato pie with this, I guess. Yeah. I'm just decided to keep a couple of cans of this on hand for when I'm low on grain and maybe not in a position to cook, or if I don't feel like cooking, which is almost never, because I always enjoy cooking. So that's all I got. So the grand total is $113.73. See what I mean? Whole paycheck. Whole Foods equals whole paycheck. So that's how much that cost. And now I'm just going to put all this stuff away, and then I'm going to head down to the beach with my Galpals, spend the morning on the beach. It's supposed to get into the high 70s, sunny. It's going to be glorious. But this afternoon, 2 out of 3 of us are taking off to this campground. So we'll be off in the campground, and their forecast looks like 80, low 80s, 84. A couple of days are going to be 84. So it's going to be nice. We're going to have some warm Florida weather, which is beautiful. So I'll take you down the beach with me in a bit after I put all this stuff away, and we can just say to the beach, bye for now, because I'll be back. It's just for now. Bye for now. Bye for now, you beach. Hi, so I'm about to change my ice in my cooler, and this is what that looks like. So I just slide her out right here, just like this. I take off the cover, throw it over here. That's just an insulating cover. Open her up. These are frozen solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my cover off, take this out, and I'm going to find them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you know something? These are still really icy cold, but they're not frozen. So this just works perfectly. This system works perfectly for me. Everything is being kept fresh. I'm so grateful. This is working really, really well for me, this system. I think it would work for anybody. You have to have the power. You have to have the power. You need a lot of power. Well, you don't really need a lot, but you need to be able to run, it's like 35 watts to run the freezer. I have it set on 3 degrees, and it runs a lot more than if you had it on refrigerator at 38 degrees or whatever a refrigerator is set on. So to run either one is going to be 35 watts, but to run the freezer, it's going to be on a lot more than it's off. The fridge is probably going to be off more than it's on, just to keep it at refrigerator temperature. So, I mean, you'd have to do the math, like if you understand the whole watts thing and hourly thing and amp hours. I don't understand all that. All I know is that, if I don't have sunshine, and before I had my DC to DC charger, like, I was struggling to run that freezer. So I would have to shut it off for a couple of days and get ice because I didn't have the electricity to run it. And so it doesn't matter how big your unit is, if you can't generate, you don't have any way to store it. So what I have is a great storage capacity, but you have to be bringing it in. So if you're even if you have, I mean, I have a 2,000 watt, but even if you had a 1,000 watt or even a 500 watt, you can run a 35 watt thing. That's something that's drawing 35 watts, but you need to be bringing it in. You need to be bringing it in either by driving or the sun. But you know, you grab a couple of rainy days, and like I said, this is going to be on more than it's off because it's a freezer. It's going to be running, trying to get it down to 3 degrees. So anyway, but for me, it works perfectly. A couple of people that I know of tried this system, and they didn't have the electricity to do it. They didn't have the power. So I don't know if it's for everybody, but it's for me.
It is.